Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to make baked maple flavored English muffins. My family loves those for breakfast. Sometimes we get so excited about them, we can eat 3 in a row. Fresh is best, homemade even better than the ones that you buy in the store. When I baked those, I did not have anything to keep them in shape, so the shape wasn't perfect. But I decided to buy some rings, and today I will use those rings to help me keep them in more shaped form. Even if you do not have something to hold them together, if you bake them in the oven, as I did it before, they will still work, they will be delicious. But for this video, and of course, when I want to put it on my website, I like to have the same shape, the same sizes for all the clients that I have. Maple flavored baked English muffins. Welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. Ingredients for today: 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, 3 tablespoons of butter, packet of yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a cup of warm water, 3/4 of a cup of warm milk, and 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. Depends how much of the maple flavor you want in your muffins and how sweet you want the muffins to be. I have also put 1 tablespoon of sugar in that flour. What I want to start with is mix the milk with maple syrup and the water. I want to check the temperature is just right, and I like to keep it between 112 and 115. Okay, it is perfect temperature, so now it's time to dissolve the yeast. This will take a few minutes. I want to put it aside until it gets foamy. And in my bowl, I can put the other ingredients. So the flour, and again, I have 1 tablespoon of sugar in here, egg and egg yolk, salt, and those 3 tablespoons of butter. Everything is room temperature. As soon as my yeast is ready, then I can mix it all together. Looks like yeast is ready, nice and foamy. So I can put it in. Once all the ingredients are mixed well, I will switch it and use the mixer. And now that I switched, my hands can rest a little bit. This will go on medium speed, medium high, 6 to 8 minutes now. Before I cover the dough and let it rest, I figure I show you the consistency of it. It is soft, gooey, and sticky. On the end of the video, I will also attach another clip with how to measure flour and the mistakes that we can make with measurement of flour. I invite you to watch it. Thank you. I let it go for about 9 minutes. And now I like to sprinkle a little bit of flour on top, cover it, and leave it for about 45 minutes to an hour until it doubles in size. If it's cold in your house, it might even be 2 hours. So the temperature is the key. When you see it that it doubled in size, then it's time to take the board out and spread this into that board. It's been an hour and it doubled or tripled in size. It looks so fluffy. Okay, so I have flour on my board and now I need to take it out. It is a little bit sticky, but it's worth it. because those will be fluffy. Fluffy and soft muffins. So I will need some generous amount of flour underneath. And once I have it flattened to about an inch, I will cut circles out. And I will use a cutter that it's 3 inches in diameter. Okay, I also have baking sheet with some flour and farina. So once I cut those out, I can put it on this baking sheet. Last time I made those, my kids ate 3 of them for supper. Okay, and the rest of the dough I need to redo it again. Second time around, it is not as sticky because I've got more flour in there. Okay, and I have to keep doing what I'm doing until all of it is gone. Out of this recipe, I will have 12 muffins. So the rings are bigger, wider than the muffin right now. The cutter was 3 inches and those rings are 4 inches. I mean, I still want them to expand and grow, but I want to limit the grow not to the sides, but also to go up. And that's why the rings are helpful. Once I place it, I will come closer again to show you. So you can see those muffins are placed in the middle of those rings. And again, if you don't want to use rings, it is completely fine. I've done it before. When you bake for home, the shape doesn't have to be perfect. It's the taste that counts. So I want to put some farina on top, just like I would if I use the regular method of baking them on a pan. Okay, and now I want to cover and let it grow. Let it rise. I will see you in about 30 minutes. In my house, it's pretty warm. I already baked some cookies and breads. So for me, it might be 20. But really, check and see if they are doubled in size. If they are, they're ready to go in the oven. And I left a couple of them without the ring, just to compare when they bake how the shape is. I'm curious myself. Like I said, it's my first time using the rings for English muffins. Oven is preheated to 350 and I'm ready to put them in. Knowing metal always gets really hot, I want to make sure I don't overdo it and don't burn them, because then my work will be wasted. Once I look at them, I'll decide how much time they need and then I'll let you know. 8 minutes, and I noticed that the ones that are being close to the end of the oven get brown faster. So I want to move the tray around and I will set the timer for another 5 minutes. So I ended up adding another couple minutes and it looks like they are done. So all together for me in that particular oven took 16 minutes. And I want to cover them because I do not want the steam to escape, because if I don't cover and let the steam escape, those will be very, very crunchy, and I like them soft. To keep them soft, I want to cover them for a few minutes because the moisture is kept inside of them, so the skin is nice and soft. So I will see you in a little bit. And remember that I left 2 muffins without the ring. So now I want to show you the difference. The ones with the rings are puffier, taller than the ones without the ring. But still, the shape kicks pretty well. It's a little bit wider, but not that much. And here's the other one. And again, you can see not as tall as with the ring, but still, you can bake them being confident that those English muffins will turn out just great. And I cut one in half for you to show you. Look how soft. Very delicate, very fluffy, and very soft. And there's no burning spots anywhere. So the metal rings did not create so much heat that I would have sides burnt. Thank you for watching. Smacznego, everyone. Bon appetit. I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups, so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups. All around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here. My scale, so it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0. If you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.